Welcome to the very first episode of Growing with Eli. And on this first episode, we're going to get into my 8 or 9 different ways of how men my age, around the age of 18 to 21 or even up to 25. So if you're older, it's probably not going to be for you. But this video is going to be how people in my age range can better themselves as growing up to becoming a man in life and bettering ourselves for our family. So check it out. The first thing is to what I consider to be one of the very and most important is to invest in a positive father figure. Now, most of us in the Black community don't really have father figures, or we didn't grow up with that father in the household. So that's why it's very necessary, around the early ages. And even, if you're a mother listening to this, it's very essential for you to bring in a positive father figure that kid can look up to when he's 3, 5, and 6 years old, because whatever that kid grows up to listen to up until he's like 15, that's when he starts, making his own choices. So whether he's gonna dabble into selling drugs or, dabble into being an entrepreneur, by the time he gets 15, he's pretty much made up his mind. So that's why I say, or even if, you're conscious enough to know that, you need a positive role model, invest in a positive role model or father figure that will help you out. 2 is to go to therapy. A lot of us have issues that we don't like to talk about, or things that we like to run from, or we have issues that are causing us to act irrational, beating up women or putting hands on other men, or having that ego or the biggest ego in the room, scared to ask for help or whatever. And that's why we need therapy. We need therapy, to help us grow, help us, even fix our relationships, or just help us just simply become a better person and just open up and get our thoughts out more. That way we're able to communicate, especially if, if we get into a relationship or we're doing a business deal or whatever. 3 is to change our diet. If anybody knows me, I'm big on health. Your diet has a lot to do with the way you carry yourself in your everyday life, as well as the way your health when you get older plays out. So, if you take care of yourself now while you're in your 20s or whatever, eating a lot less meat, eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, by the time, you get 50 years old, you won't have to, you'll have to get your prostate checked, but you'll be less likely to have prostate cancer. You start taking care of your health now, as well as, staying away from things like drugs, lean, weed, crack, you name it. Because the fact of the matter is, while people say, these things are not bad for them or they have a control over it, it's nobody in the world who can tell me that these type of drugs have benefited them in any way. Now, marijuana is probably questionable, but with the other things, there's no way these drugs have helped you in any way. And that's just facts. Also, when a lot of people are, going around, just high every day, especially like I see a lot of people, I walk into a lot of people that all they do is just get high every day. They're complacent. They always want to do something. They always want to be positive. They always want to go be an entrepreneur or go start a business or whatever. But when they're so addicted to weed that all they do is smoke literally all day and they'll do nothing at all. And that's when you sit there and get complacent. Or, the weed is it's making you relax so much that you can never do anything. You're just complacent with just sitting around and smoking all day. And another thing is, for a lot of people, who are in the streets or, doing things that they know they shouldn't be doing, a lot of these people are always high. And being high, especially, or being even crazy drunk in places like the club, places like the hood, or places where you should not be at while not in a right state of mind. That's where most people end up getting killed. Most people who get killed, who are partaking in those lifestyles, they ended up either dying drunk or they end up dying high. So you definitely want to avoid, taking intoxication to where it controls your life. 4 is to invest in firearms and get your concealed license, as I do here. Reason why I say that is because a lot of us, with the way the world is going today, we need to be able to protect ourselves. You never know what's going to happen. Pretty much anywhere you go in America is dangerous today. You could lose your life in a split second. The biggest way to protect yourself and protect your family is to invest in firearms. But not only invest in firearms, do it the legal way. Also, if you can, you know, before you even, invest in firearms or, just buy a gun because your favorite rapper has it or whatever, learn how to use the firearm. Go take a class to where people can properly instruct you to use your firearm and what are the laws and ins and outs. That way, if you get ever stopped by the police or whoever, you know, you don't slip up and now you got a felony because you had a gun on you or whatever. So invest in a firearm. 5, learn a skill that will never go out of style. So, going to college is cool or whatever, or having a job or whatever is always cool. That's good. You always want to bring in money to the family, but learning an essential skill, whether it's learning how to do nails, learning how to cut your hair, learning how to do real estate, learning how to sell life insurance, getting into taxes. Those things are things that will never go away within the next 50 plus years. So it's very essential for you to learn a skill that will never go out of style. That way, if you get laid off or something like the COVID-19 pandemic hits you, you're not out here scrambling or running around trying to figure out, oh, dang, what I need to do, Go ahead and, take the time out to learn a skill, even if it's like me. I plan on getting my bachelor degree in cybersecurity. So, I'm going to be in that field as, the Alexander brand is getting into the tech world. So I was like, why not, go ahead and, get my cybersecurity to develop the skills that I have online because I'm already savvy with the tech. I do designs, graphics, logos, videos, edit on my own content. Everything you guys see is produced by me and edited and done by me digitally. The only thing I don't know how to do is secure that information. So that's why I'm getting into cybersecurity. And it's also a skill that is going to be very prominent within the next 50 plus years. As right out of college, most people are making $100,000 a year right out the gate, especially those who just go ahead and go for the 2-year degree and get a certificate. Number 6 for me is to get out of debt. uh Debt kind of holds a lot of people back. Now there are ways that you can use debt to leverage yourself, but in most ways, if you have debt over, you were scamming the PPP loan or you were frauding people or doing whatever, all of this stuff people are keeping track of. So you're not gonna last long. And when you have things like credit card debt, it kind of makes it hard for you, especially when you do get of age, getting to 27 or 30, you want to buy your family a house or whatever, and you don't have the cash for it. Your debt, especially credit card debt, is going to really mess up. I know this because I'm actually a realtor. It's going to mess up what you have going on in regards to, purchasing your very first home. Because, then you might get approved for a loan, but your interest rate is going to be through the roof. Same, buying a car or whatever, that credit don't look good, your interest rate is gonna be through the roof, and then by the time you come of age to realize what's going on with that interest rate, you're gonna be like, well, dang, I'm paying triple of what I bought the car for. So definitely take time out to get out of debt, or if you're in debt, try to get into good debt, or if you have to get into debt, get into good debt, and make sure you pay it off as soon as possible. 7 for me is to invest. Definitely take time out to invest. Most people who get any type of wealth and are able to sustain wealth, they invest. So make sure you invest early, whether it's in stocks, real estate, life insurance, taxes, whatever. Invest. It doesn't matter what it is, businesses or whatever. Just make sure you invest in something. As you guys know, with the COVID-19 pandemic, just having a salary-based job is not gonna do it. Nowadays, you need to have all type of different streams of income, and investing is one way to diversify your portfolio. As well as, nowadays, as most people know, the US dollar and cash is losing value. It's depreciating in value every single year. So, when you do things and let cash sit like in a savings account, it's not doing anything but losing its value. But if you put it in the stock market or put it in the real estate or put it into a private banking institution where it's earning interest on it, or a CD account or whatever, you're actually leveraging your money and you're growing money, you know, and it's actually beating uh, inflation in a way. So definitely take the time out to invest in whatever. But if you're gonna take the time out to invest, learn what you're actually investing in and know it like the back of your hand. And now we get to number 8. Get life insurance. You know, a lot of us, you know, a lot of us who went to high school, you know, we probably had a kid young. Me, I didn't, but you know, I seen a lot of people, they had kids early on in life, you know, before they were established or whatever, you know, before they had, you know, even $30,000 or $30,000 salary. And most people, you never know when it's your time to go. But one thing that you can do to ensure your kid's future and your family's future, especially if you're married, is to get life insurance. Because life insurance, and me personally, I think life insurance is one of the fastest and easiest ways to build generational wealth. Because things like real estate, things like the stock market, and a lot of other things, they're not certain, but they're certain. But they're not certain. But the one thing on this earth that is certain is death. And you know, you could either die and not leave your family anything, or you know, you can invest in a life insurance policy for like, you know, $15, and it could be, you know, it could be worth $100,000 by the time you do end up dying. You know, if you die unexpectedly, you know, your kid will at least have 100 grand cash, tax free, or you know, 200 cash or whatever you agree upon. But it's better than nothing, you know. So I bet it'll be better for, you know, you, if you pass away early, that your kid, you know, has 200,000 than die with nothing, no assets or anything. Especially if you're young, you know, if you decided that you want to have a kid earlier, you know, things happen, you know, invest in life insurance, because that way you'll actually leave them something. Because you know, leaving them that $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 that's in your bank account, it's not really gonna do anything. But you know, life insurance, you know, it'll help. And those are my 8 or 9 different ways that I think that us men can do to better and grow ourselves. I hope you guys appreciated this very first episode of Growing with Eli. More episodes are coming soon, and all of this is sponsored heavily by The Alexander Brand. So go to thealexanderbrand.com. Most of our episodes will be inspired by our blog posts. So go to thealexanderbrand.com right now. Go check out our website. Check out our digital services as well if you're interested in doing a podcast episode on Eli Talks, or, you know, sponsoring the Let's Talk About Whatever podcast, or even buying our skincare product. We have skincare. We have aromatherapy products. And we have digital services, you know, where I'm doing live classes. I can build your online course, teach you how to build several things online. But hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. If you guys want to hear me talk about a lot more things on this new series on IGTV, comment below in the comment section and tell me all the new things, or DM me personally, and I'll talk about them weekly.